Alrighty, guys, so raise your hand if you have experienced love bombing. Okay, so first, everybody knows like the sign of love bombing. An excessive amount of affection with annoying a person for like a short amount of time, a very short amount of time, them trying to plan the future ahead with you and blah, 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 blah. And honestly, it is a form of manipulation. It's like a narcissistic type of behavior, like love bombing or whatever. Guys, like, don't fall for it. Like, it's the stupidest thing ever. Like, I just wanted to just talk about it because the guys, like, what happens when a lot of people are getting love bombed is like they don't know they're getting love bombed. So, there's not really, a lot of people don't necessarily question it because they just think it's so good. It's love bombing. Like, anybody's gonna fall for it like that. I guess, like, a dumb person will like fall for it automatically, obviously, multiple times. For example, like if you're being love bombed by someone and you want to put limits and boundaries and you want to kind of just level everything out and be like, hey, this is what's going on. If that person, doesn't have like any type of like, not logical response, but like I get like, I don't know, like a valid response to that. Like if the person says things like, well, I don't know what you want me to say, or like, why are you accusing me of this and accusing me of that? Or if they genuinely, or if they get stressed out, they get offended, they get upset about it, then that's like your sign to run. Because there's no reason why you should be upset about someone questioning like what it is that's going on, especially when something is moving that fast. Like if a relationship or whatever, like I wouldn't even say relationship because when you're dating somebody you're not in a relationship, but like whatever you guys have, if like the person is trying to push it like too fast, then why would you questioning that make the other person mad? Like wouldn't the other person, especially as a grown adult, have like just like the common knowledge to know that like falling in love does not happen in less than 6 months? Making your relationship official should not happen before like the 6 month mark, you know what I mean, of getting to know each other, or even just farther than that depending on what it is. Some people have, like, when it comes to the relationship, a lot of people have been friends for years before and are able to start a relationship within like a couple of months just because of them knowing each other already. If you meet somebody and they're completely new, why would you want to start a relationship with them so fast without even knowing things about them? When you question that person and you're like, okay, well, like, how did you decide so fast? And they can't give you a valid reason because they don't know you that well. They're like, I don't know, like, your vibe is just cool. We have a lot of things in common. I really like this. Like, things that aren't, like, that don't have to do with you as a person. Like, there's no emotional depth. There's no, like, history with you guys. It's just, you simply just like what you see at face value. You don't know me. You don't know my biggest fear. You don't know what makes me super upset. You don't know what my plans are for the future. You don't know what I want to do in the future. You don't know how I view the world. You don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like everything I'm saying is making zero sense, but I just wanted to come and just express it. Let me sit up, bro. I'm just so uncomfortable. It's fishy as fuck. Like, I also think another like form of manipulation is the person, I guess, trying to like make it seem like you're the problem for wanting to question what it is that you guys are in the relationship, or as you guys are dating. Like, why is questioning it a bad thing? You know what I mean? And if they start to feel kind of bombarded and asphyxiated, kind of like, or asphyxiated, I guess, like suffocated by your questions, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, when you see signs of that in the beginning of what you think could be a serious relationship, imagine like being in an actual relationship with the person and the person taking how you feel and what you have to say and immediately being like, well, I just don't know why, you're like, doing this to me. Like, I don't know why you're saying this to me. I don't know why you're, like doubting me, blah, 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 blah. All you hear from that person is me, 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 me. Narcissist. Narcissist. That's it. If I'm dating somebody and like, they question a lot, especially like my intentions, they question, what I want in life, what I want with it, like if they question all those type of things, like, then I'm automatically just like, oh shit, like I love this, you know what I mean? Like, I may be, stuck and I may have to, think a little bit because of course, it's gonna, I can't just like, you know, pull something out of the side of my ass and be like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, questions that make them think or make you think. Like, that's the type of shit that I love. Like, I want somebody to ask me a question that'll make me think, because that's how I know that that person is thinking as well. Their incapacity to be able to speak about like things that are like deep and not surface level, red flag. So if you're being love bombed by somebody, and if you're, you know, like dating somebody or whatever, and like they get super offended that you question it, that right there should just tell you to run. Like, what I've noticed about, like, you know, people who love bomb is they try to make it seem like they really do want a future with you. I feel like people who are love bombing you and trying to get you don't necessarily want like a serious future with you. They'll talk about the future, you know, they'll say, you know, oh yeah, even if it's just short term, like, oh, in a couple months, you know, blah, 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 in a couple months this, in a couple months that, blah, blah, blah. You know, that doesn't sound too bad, because it's not like they're like, oh, you know, when we get married, when we have kids, blah, 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 blah. You know, they're trying to make it, you know, kind of short term, because, like, I mean, they've got you in your grasp now. So it doesn't matter how long out there. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think my biggest mistake with being love bombed is that, like, I play into it too much. And by play into it, I mean, like, I know that they're love bombing me, but sometimes I just be like, this is fun, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, sometimes, like, playing house and playing, like, boyfriends is just fun, because I guess, like, you know, like, maybe I'm desperate, or maybe, like, I am, well, 1, a complete idiot, 2, blindsided, 3, continue on with it just because, you know, you're lonely or desperate or whatever, and knowing exactly what's going on, but, like, once again, continuing it, so later on you can be like, or, well, this is me, honestly, wanting to be like, well, I already knew, so I'm actually not stupid, when in reality, I'm just stupid to begin with for even playing into it. A smart person wouldn't believe it for real, nor play into it when they know what the fuck they're doing. That right there is probably stupider than anything. Like, my perception of reality is so fucked up to the point where it's just like, yeah. And it's like one of those things where, you know, you like find somebody you vibe with, obviously, and then you think that that's the person, you know what I mean? Because you feel like, you know, if it's not that person, then it's nobody else. That's where the problem lies for me personally. Yes, like, I think that that's what that is. And for a lot of people, it could be like that for a lot of people too. I mean, that's like all part of it. But for me, it's like the main thing. Save yourself. Everybody says it all the time, but there are plenty of fish out in the sea type shit. You know what I mean? Like, you do not, I mean, the one person, and I've been through it before, where it's like, you know, you get to know somebody and you just feel like they're like the one, you know what I mean? You're so upset. Because I would say, like, the last guy that I dated, for example, after we, like, cut things off, I was like, fuck, like, I'm never gonna find anybody, you know, as good as him, and blah, 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 blah. And I realized that he low-key wasn't shit anyway. I mean, he was, like, in the sense that, like, I could tell he was in the direction, he wanted to go in the direction of, like, you know, having a serious relationship, and, like, you know, he was taking it step by step. It was going very, very slowly. And that's what I loved, because that's where the buildup and the excitement happens, and you grow to actually start liking each other. But, you know, even though we had those same values and we wanted to take it slow and blah, 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 that doesn't mean that that person was the right person for me. And I know now, like, looking back, I know he was not the right person. And I realized that really, really early on, after, like, us cutting everything off. A couple of days, of course, like, after, I'm like, yeah, fuck. Like, I'm upset about it. Like, damn, like, oh. And I guess, like, that feeling that overcomes me of the whole, like, oh, you know, I'm never gonna find a person like this person, will, like, personally made me, like, fall back into, like, bad habits and, like, you know, things like that. I learned a lot after that. However, I didn't learn enough, because I'm just stupid. Like, I'm literally so stupid, guys. Don't ever let someone make you feel bad about questioning their intentions. And it doesn't matter if they're love bombing you or not. You guys could be getting to know each other for a whole entire year in, like, the whole, like, dating process or whatever, and you still should question their intentions. Like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Of course, when somebody's love bombing, you're like, holy shit, you know, what's going on? Even then, like, the person, like, farther ahead in the future, even when you guys have gotten to know each other, and even when, like, it's still important to question a lot of things, even throughout just a serious relationship or friendship or whatever. It is not bad to question things. Like, it's not. The people who like kind of get upset about that are the people, I mean, they got caught. Like if they get upset, they're caught. You know, you're fucking right about everything that you're saying. There's no reason why the person should get upset by that. Getting mad about it? Like, are you kidding me? That right there is scary. That's like when you ask somebody if they're lying about something and they get so defensive and so mad about it and they try to like deflect it so bad, and that right there makes you realize they were fucking lying. Like, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this little talk. I just wanted to, you know, get it off of my mind because, you know, I'm literally... Let me stop. I need to stop saying that I'm stupid. I need to stop saying that I'm stupid. But yeah. Oh my god. Bye. Oh my god. I hope the lighting was okay in this video. I don't know. But yeah.